Hold together. Okay, so I don't know if I've shown this list. I have talked about it a little bit. But yeah, this is again continuing the Arcanist plus Preordain stuff. This time, like completely moving away from like the 1 toughness creatures that aren't Snapcaster Mage, and moving away from Mishra's Bauble plus Unholy Heat to move into Flame of Anor. Honestly, Wafo's like challenge winning list makes me even like a little bit more excited about, or not winning, challenge top rating list makes me more excited about this. But you know, we did 5-0 the one league we played with Snapcaster Flame of Anor, and Dreadhorde Arcanist being all of a sudden another good playable wizard should, I think, in theory, make us more interested in this card. I probably shouldn't be playing Piracy Charm, but the card is really good with Arcanist to flashback. You just make them discard 2 for 1 mana. It's also like also kills Ragavan, it kills Bowmaster, and it also you can puff your Arcanist and then you can flashback Flame of Anor. So we should be playing like 2. Yeah, I'm not playing Mutavault in my Counterspell Expressive Iteration Murktide deck. Magus of the Moon in the board for Tron. It's a wizard. Also, the thing is, against Tron and against decks where you bring in Magus of the Moon, doing two modes on Flame of Anor just doesn't matter like nearly as much. And then there's a few matchups where you want to bring Blood Moon. Okay, that's a pretty hand. Nice that we can beat a turn 1 scam with this hand too. Did Monksfield switch the new deck and new folder button? I think they did. Maybe they didn't. They're just going crazy. But I clicked make a new folder instead of make a new deck twice in a row just now. I think I'm just supposed to use the counterspell here. My hand is like very mana intensive. I don't have that much mana. I only have 1 removal spell. Maybe I'm a little weak to Murktide with this line. But if I miss a land, I also want to be able to slam this. We play Prowess, Arcanist, Mutagen Growth. I mean, I haven't played one with like Wizard synergies. That being said, like there's something to say to playing a creature base of Dragon Regis Channeler, Soulscar Mage, Dreadhorde Arcanist, and then the 2 mana Prowess creature that makes Shamans and Wizards trigger an additional time. Like, then all of your creatures are Shamans and Wizards. Arcanist triggers twice with that card. It should, right? Oh yeah, sorry, I did forget the deck tech. Usually when you redeem deck techs in like the middle of like brew sessions, it's easy to forget about because I need to like get the stream back on the rails rather than get more derailed. Looks very clean though. I don't know that I can really support Grief with no scam cards. I don't think that that's something that looks like a good plan to me necessarily. Doesn't seem terrible. I know you could persist it, but okay. So the idea is that like persist also not hitting Asmo is tough. But so you're just trying to persist your Trolls, your Steel Seeker, and then your Grief sometimes. Maybe that's okay. Maybe it's a fine plan. And you can decide in your Bowmasters over persist sometimes or over Griefs. 1 Sarah's Emissary in the board is juicy. I don't know that I can get behind the Grafdigger's Cage. I'm not sure if you're trying to like side out your persist when you bring in Cage, but I would think that that's too much of a non-bow. You can just play, and like I would also think you would want the first Nile Spellbomb, maybe even in the main. I think it's okay to not main deck it. Let's Spell Pierce this so that we can have 2-mode Flame of Anor, I think, / blocker for Ragavan. I know we don't get to flash anything back though. They have a Spell Pierce, they have a Spell Pierce. Monksfield does not reflect the deck you're playing. Okay, I can See what I can do. I'm a bit worried about them slamming a Murktide. I guess they only have one instant resource for the yard. We can keep a Arcanist then. Went the main phase because I could hit a. Gonna play around Ragavan. Could hit a land. Okay, it should. Can you just double check? Because I think. Yeah, I don't think it'll change much besides like cutting the cage for a Spell Bomb. The Emissary's juicy. I like the sideboard Bowmasters. Overall, this looks really cool. Moxfield is the old Dreadhorde deck. Oh, I see. Yeah, okay. Thank you. So is it up to date now? Because I just edited in the same link. It should be up to date now. Did it update the extension? I didn't know that it had an update available. Can Piracy Charm to flashback Flame of Anor? So I'm gonna bring in the Hearse. I'm gonna bring in the Spell Pierce. Maybe I don't want the 4th Spell Pierce actually. I do think the Charms are good in this matchup too. They just kill the creatures on turn 1. Could go after the hand. I think they're better than like the extra Flame Slash. On the play, I may cut the Flame Slash. On the draw, I think I'll keep it. Not much looking to be super weak here. We'll play 3 Spell Pierce and then maybe just trim a Consider. Seems okay. Isn't that the sole purpose of Piracy Charm? I mean, if that was the sole purpose, I would just play Mutagen and Growth instead. But Charm does a lot. It kills Bowmaster. It kills Ragavan. Kills DRC. Can go after the hand. And yes, can pump the Arcanist too. Island Walk is maybe also occasionally just kill him with a Murktide. You have the 75 in your main deck instead of the sideboard. Okay, well. Looks like I also have it in the sideboard. I have no idea how that happened. I guess we're back to the editing. I can just graveyard. I have 2 Murktides in my hand. Okay, should be fixed now. You start bringing with new cards and they get spoiled. I wait for release. It's just, especially with like how fast new cards come out, I think it's kind of just not a super efficient use of energy to brew with new cards like a month or like 3 weeks before they come out. Especially when I have like a normal stream, I always have to be on top of. Is Twisted Image too cute to flashback with Arcanist? It just doesn't line up like I think Piracy Charm lines up better against the rest of the format than Twisted Image. Isn't there some friction between Murktide and Arcanist? Not like a meaningful amount of tension. It's I think kind of silly. To be honest, I think like it's a big deal. Like if you're untapping with Arcanist and you're flashing back multiple spells, and because like in theory, like these cantrips are just refilling you for Murktide anyways. But you're ahead if you get to do your thing with Arcanist, basically no matter what. You don't need to worry too much about some tension with the Murktide. We also only have 3 Murktide in this build. I think we're supposed to jam a Murktide here. Couldn't get it to 7/7. Could have if we had milled the Instant Sorcerer with the Consider, so now we're probably just going to lose this game if they have an Unholy Heat. Block if they have a Bolt, you know, we'll just take the 2 for 1. Obviously, this is a fine outcome. They graveyard a Counterspell. They have 4 cards in their hand. They have a Hearse, okay. Would love to be able to go 2 modes, kill this, kill this. Seems a tad ambitious. I think I'm just going to go 5 damage to the Ragavan main phase. Well, maybe I could kill the hearse. In these kind of matchups, it's just so bad to get hit by Ragavan. It's the worst. Like, much worse in this matchup. I think I just have to kill it. Shout out to Prismari Command. Water Wings. Until end of turn, target creature you control has base power, toughness 4/4 against flying hexproof. Oh boy. Okay, it's a new 2-mana adventure creature. Target creature gets +X/+X and vigilance on the turn X number of creatures, and then creature tokens with +1/+1. Interesting card. Like Counterspell, I let them connive. I think we're just letting that go. Would love another Flame of Anor. Edie with the 13 months, thank you. I hate cards like this. They're like, choose target enchantment you control that doesn't have the same name as another permanent you control. Create a token of it, except it isn't legendary. If the token is an aura, then untap this card, then scry 2. Activate only as a sorcery. Like, these kind of like, all of these like, oh, you get to do this unless, and then and do this, and then except. I think it's just, it's too much. It's too much. They're scared of combos. Yeah, I know, but that like doesn't mean you have to like print the card. You know what I mean? Like I'm sure that they're scared of combos, but like that. But I would rather just like have a card that like you can read without giving yourself a headache than a card like this. Get a rare, double removal mode. Choose target enchantment creature control that doesn't have the same name. Create a token that's a copy of it, except it isn't legendary. If the token you control is an aura, untap. Like let's just like, can we just remove? I would like this card so much more if this sentence was just gone. If the token is an aura, untap it, then scry 2, activate as a sorcery. Like I think if you remove this, you can also just like. You can probably not worry about the combos too much. Maybe I'm missing something, but it's also a 4-mana creature. If it combos, it combos. But like you could just delete this, and then you could just have it be choose target enchantment you control, and create a copy of it. Except it isn't legendary. Find it in Unholy Heats. They have 2 cards in their hand. I'm assuming they're going to heat my Arcanist. I mean, I wish I could play this Murktide with Counterspell up, but I think it's just better to just play the Murktide. I think the idea is not name sure to stop you making 4 of a 1 enchantment. Well, what's the problem with that? This is a 4-mana creature. You have to have the other thing in play. You have to untap with it. You have to spend 2 mana and tap it. It should be fine. I would think it would be totally fine to just keep making the same thing. Think about Fire's Pioneer. I don't know. Again, it's a 4-mana creature you have to untap with. Like it has like built-in safety valves. I don't think that you need to be this cautious on your design of a card like this. It is nice in this matchup that we just have all these Preordains are short and stocky. It is nice though. I think we have a lot more card advantage than having 4 flames. Our top deck should be on average a lot better. Can I okay. 1 top, 1 bottom, 1 top, 1 bottom on both the Preordains. Feels bad to have to counter Ragavan, but we do have to counter it. 2 cards in their hand. I'm drawing up the 2 also. Just main phase this. Could find Murktide or Arcanist. I'll probably counter a burn spell end of turn here. Whoops. But again, also I think it's very easy for design stuff like this. Like, you know, you're printing the card and like the card, like this is like this card. Let's go back to it. It's kind of like so clearly just been through many iterations, I think. But you just like it just ends up to like being an almost unreadable card. My opponent's hand is burn spell, Ragavan is 3 cards. That was kind of tough to beat, huh? It's just clearly been through so many iterations, but they hit a Preordain. They have to go to game 3. Yeah, I saw Wafo's Snap Flame list. Looked pretty cool. Made me a bit more confident to try this build out. I've had this one for a few days. We just draw 2. So 3 mana, kill the monkey. Then maybe with this one we kill the monkey. I'm gonna try the Fairy Thoughtseize in that Reanimator Shell. No. Wait, hold on. Maybe. Sounds actually kind of interesting. Just like 1 mana, both players discard a card. They hit iteration, and I'm done. And I'm done. Yeah, so on the play, I think I wanted to go -1 sash, +1 consider, or slash. Not really a matchup where you can mulligan a hand like this. Does it make you exile? I thought it would make you discard the card from your hand. If you exile the card from your hand, it's not interesting at all. Harvard, 44 months. Thank you. They're playing around Piracy Charm pretty well here. Grixis Flame of Anor with cast. Cast is I don't know why people are obsessed with cast. The card is just so bad. Like, you would think that someone ever had like a good experience casting cast, but that can't be the case. The card just doesn't do anything. It's so slow, so fragile, so expensive. I've never understood Grixis players' obsession with that card. Cast cool? I don't know. Cast clunky. Oh, I meant to cast the consider. I guess it worked out that I didn't. Cast is Modern Legal? Yeah, it was a Modern Horizons 1 card. I just hate cards like this. I guess, yeah, maybe you can Commander. This Piracy Charm mainly for the Island Walk, discard in some cases. This kills Ragavan, kills Bowmaster, it buffs your Arcanist, so can flashback Flame of Anor, and yeah, can discard your opponent. Yeah, it's +2, -1. So my opponent's missing their land drop. If they hit their land drop, I would have tried to draw 2. My opponent's probably very thirsty to like fire off a Spell Pierce here, so I'm comfortable enough to just like make them do something next turn. Like even if they find a land, they have to go to discard. So I'll just pass with all my mana up, too. Love that. Don't think they have a land. I think we would have heard from them if they had a land. When is the last time you can buff Arcanist before the trigger begin combat? Yeah, before you attack with the Arcanist. Because as soon as you attack, the trigger goes on the stack and it has to have a target. It has to be a legal target. Yeah, just let them go to discard here. Well, discard the suit. I guess they may just think I'm a ring deck, I guess. If only I could have got them to discard a real card. They draw a land. So I think now we go for the draw 2. A beautiful hand we have. Could fire off the charm, make them discard. Probably want to save it for a Ragavan. I'll have another way to kill a Ragavan. Just let that go. If they don't like their top card, they're shuffling. If they draw 2 spells, they're also like back to doing something or going to discard. They draw a land, though. So I think we snare this. Don't love that. I think I will bolt them, though. Maybe could be a bit worried about them sticking a Murktide here, but... Yeah, if I counterspell this and they just have a Murktide, the game kind of ends, so it's not... What was the most interesting match you played at PT Barcelona? I don't know, it's all kind of washing away in my mind. I did recap everything on a YouTube video, though, so you can hear about all the matches there. What are you saving Piracy Charms for? Ragavan. Also, like, I want to keep the possibility of them discarding the hand size. Like, that feels still pretty realistic. Okay, so I don't discard. I'll just make them discard a card. Yeah, we'll just draw 2. I like at these spots too. Like, just use Piracy Charm them. It's not really that risky that you'll go to discard. The other Spell Pierces would be better with my opponent missing so many land drops, but they haven't really given us something for it. Obviously, still feeling really ahead. Just they're only up 2 mana. I think I wait one more turn. Well, I guess the problem with waiting is if I draw a spell, then I'm going to discard. I should cast this now. Just draw 2, though. Hopefully we draw something proactive. Okay, Land Arcanist means I don't have to go to discard. So I'm going to expect my opponent to use a burn spell end of turn here. Wow. It kind of blows my mind. They just like never once this game used a burn spell effectively. I guess I don't pay. So just pierce the dispute. Because they must have like a 1-mana spell here, like a bolt or heat. Otherwise, like why, or like another spell pierce. Like otherwise, why would they use the dispute here instead of just paying? Do you have an opinion on the fact that going forward we only see one Planeswalker per set? I mean, I don't have a strong opinion other than like I would really doubt that lasts very long. I bet that lasts maybe a year or 2 years, which is fine. I think that... So here's our Planeswalker theme set. Planeswalkers of Tarkir. It's another timeline where instead of dragons being everywhere, it's just Planeswalkers everywhere. Wow. Does it mean Planeswalkers will be balanced because they only have to test one? Or imbalanced because they push about pretty one? Well, they have to test the same number of cards, I assume. Like, but I don't know. They've also, like, since War of the Spark and, like, Red and 6, they have been incredibly cautious. I'm going to keep both of these, I think. They've been incredibly cautious on the quality of... Oh, I should have kept bolts underneath the Piracy Charm, though, so like a Bolt of Grief. But again, they're very hesitant to print good Planeswalkers. Oko? Yeah, Oko, I mean, sure, Oko is the set after War of the Spark, but... Y'all, Oko was like 3 years ago. 4 years ago? It's like... they don't print good Planeswalkers anymore. I think 2019, right? 5? No, I think Throne of Eldraine was 4. You said since War of the Spark, Red and 6? Yeah, and you're just being very semantic-y. Like, War of the Spark, Throne of Eldraine are, like, right next to each other. It's that era. They also designed... maybe I let this resolve so I can go Archives of Pierce up. They designed, like, Throne of Eldraine, like, before War of the Spark came out, too. So it's just very, actually... You know what I mean? Maybe make them discard a card there. Autumn 2019, yeah. Yeah, almost on the 4-year anniversary of Throne of Eldraine. Since Shadow Preordain. Yeah, I've seen like a few lists that I think are interesting. I think, what was Dak Faden 07 on Twitter has a list that I'm pretty interested in trying out, working on. Maybe pull that list up again. It was something I was considering playing today. Also, look how cute Toffle looks at his hat and glasses. Very dripped out. Yeah, here's the list. So I just, again, it's kind of the same philosophy we're doing today, just like cut the Ragavan's DRCs. So it's playing Arcanist, Bowmaster, Shadow, Murktide. It looks really good. I don't think I'd really change very much. I might play like one more counter effect in the deck, like another Drown, or like a Counterspell or two. But overall, I think this looks good. Like maybe I play one Snare or something. I'm not sure if we're cutting like I'm not sure exactly what we're cutting, but I was thinking the 19th land. Yeah, I haven't heard the song yet. Student free deck picks for Twitter users. I mean, if you have like a really good and thought-provoking list like this, then yeah, I think this list is awesome. Deck has like 12 different 5-0s a week. Yeah, deck reading's great. Oh, I don't follow him though. I'm gonna follow him now. Kind of feel like Li Shitian. Oh, maybe I shouldn't speak for him. Like Li Shitian likes so many of my tweets, but doesn't follow me on Twitter. Every time he likes one of them, I check, does he follow me now? Still never. No, I think I must be the same way with Dak. Like, I feel like I like so many of the things they post, I just didn't realize I'm not following, you know? Okay, we'll make them discard a card now. Just Belmont, 15 months, thank you. Minsk and Boo. Oh yeah, that's true. They did print Minsk and Boo. Although I really have to think that the design team for like EDH sets has got to be different from the one from like for standard legal sets. Who's got 3 cards in their hand? Ugh, gross. I guess I keep the Arcanist? Don't think I'll need... I guess I could leave a bolt for Nissa. Exactly, Nissa. Maybe Snapcaster's better than Arcanist, too. It's likely they still have some more removal. Guess they both get countered. So they got 3 cards. I have 2 cards, but I'm up in mana. Pass them back. Although my cards are not very good. They have all spells in their hand, so I'll make them discard a card on their upkeep. Can they not cast that? Yeah, they can't cast that. They don't have an extra white or red mana. I think Sauron's Ransom is better with Arcanist making it unblockable than Iteration. Yeah, but that would require us to play an extra color. Or I guess you're talking about the Grixis deck? Yeah, the Shadow deck. That could be true. I agree that, like, Ring Bearer on Arcanist is very good. It's also true that the Shadow deck doesn't love to play, like, 3 mana instants. But I like the thought. Did I play Arcanist instead of Sprite Dragon Prowess? Yeah. We played like a kind of experimental version with Birthday Escape that I didn't think was great, but I would play maybe a different version. Piracy Charm, kind of embarrassing against the ring, I guess. A lot of cards are embarrassing against active ring. Can maybe bolt them out. We'll try at least. We'll try at least. So down to 14. The problem is they just probably already have another Omnath. I think there's not enough. There is. What is their deck? They're 5 color blue. Any Bolt Snap Bolters? Is the upside of Spell Snare better than Stern Dismissal? Not the name of the card. Hitting the Evoke Elementals. Doesn't hit all the Evoke Elementals. Or misses exactly Fury. It's not Stern Dismissal. I can't remember the name of the card now. But Spell Snare counters Counterspell, and it counters Rin and 6, and it counters Expressive Iteration, and I think it's a bit better in the main deck. Yeah, Stern Scolding. Yeah, misses Endurance. Yeah, they both counter Bowmaster. So when am I going for this? Probably on their turn. Yeah, Snare. I think Snare is really good at the moment. We're gonna check out Lorcana. I don't really know what Lorcana is. Okay, I know it's a Disney card game. If it's really people seem to like it. I think if it's like really good. Everybody says it's really good, then maybe I'll check it out, but right now I'm just a bit more interested in playing Baldur's Gate and Magic. It's basically OG Magic with OG Hearthstone. What does that mean, though? Okay, so it's an OG Magic in the sense that everything is very simple and it's Hearthstone's mana system. Is that the idea? Yeah, I have heard some people say it's good, but as far as I know, there's not an online client. So like I don't know. I also really like Marvel Snap, and I really like Baldur's Gate. So I don't know if I'm looking for another game in my life right now. So I guess if they have a Solitude, they could get out of this. There's a fan-made online client. They do have a Solitude. They could have gained more life if they let this Bowmaster resolve, though. So they're going to 1. I mean, if I draw another bolt, it could be dead, so let's play to our out here. Well, I guess not anymore. Because they go up to 9. Okay, they're not going up to 9. They're playing another ring, I guess. Okay. Good enough for me to concede. Close one. So I'm going to bring in Needle, Narset, Blood Moon. Spell Pierce. I think we're cutting our Piracy Charms. Maybe we'll just play Flame Slashes. Like, these kill the Omnaths. Flame of Anor also kills it, though. Or just play 2. I guess they also have Bowmaster. So maybe I do need more 1 mana removal. Kind of to cut a Murktide. No, I'm pretty surprised at the number of suggestions for Mutavault in this deck. Like we're in a Counterspell, Murktide, Expressive Iteration deck. Mutavault, I think Mutavault would be like a distinctly awful card in this deck. Spell Pierce is not really that good, is it? Isn't Force better? I mean, Spell Pierce is, I think, much better against Rin and Teferi and Ring, or maybe not always Ring, but I like Spell Pierce a lot against them. It could do a split, though. I could be convinced that like 3 Pierce, 1 Force is good. I think I'm more likely to play some Forces on the draw, too. It's okay if we can consider into a red source. You probably have to keep these. How's the combat in Baldur's? Is it too slow? I mean, I've played a ton of D&D 5e, so for me, it was a very easy game to pick up and play, and I'm loving it, and I think the game is definitely for people who really enjoy D&D 5e. I think that if you're not experienced with the system, it's gonna take you a while to get used to it, and you're gonna have questions that the game is really just not the. I don't think the game is very good at like teaching you the game. I just happen to have like years of experience playing 5e, which is very close to Baldur's Gate. There's some changes, but it's pretty close. Hidden Farm, 4 months, thank you. Let's pierce this. Is it Baldur's Gate a video game? It's a video game, but the combat system is taken from D&D 5e. It was intentionally designed to be exactly the same, but they, for video game reasons and like some balance issues, they did have to. I'm gonna counter this also. They seem like they have some mana issues playing basic planes, and I'm missing my lands, so I need to like use my mana, I think. Yeah, I think that the game is not very good at teaching you the game. For the most part, I do think the changes are good. Okay, that we're wrong about them having mana issues. It's maybe wrong to counter the Preordain. Okay, if I draw a land for Narset, we'll keep playing. If not, we'll concede. Does Baldur's Gate 3 include tosses changes? So it's very much like base 5e. Like there's no like Xanathar's Guide to Everything stuff. Or there's some. They picked a little bit from the expansions, but it's mostly just base 5e. Capped at level 12. I think backup Narset over the Blood Moon. It's kind of close. They already have 2 basics. It's the player's handbook plus like a few extra subclasses, like the Storm Sorcerer's in there, which isn't base 5e. Yeah, I agree. I agree with the thought that modders will. I think the modding in Baldur's Gate 3 is going to be crazy. Oh, also, and there's also like some like really like I don't know. Some things are really buffed. Like you can cast a leveled spell as an action and a leveled spell as a bonus action, which you can't do in 5e, and it leads to some really broken turns from spellcasters. I'm like kind of surprised that they allow it, but it would maybe just be too confusing. I don't know. All right, I'm moving on. That's been really good. Leveling strength instead of dex. When I pierce the ring, I had Spell Snare in my hand, not Spell Pierce. Yeah, but I think I like Baldur's Gate 3 a lot. I've been playing it a lot. It's been really fun. I would like 100% recommend it to you if you like D&D or if you like those kind of systems a lot. And if you don't play those kind of games very often, like the game might not be for you, but you might like it anyway because it's just so good. But I could definitely see being confused and also like not enjoying the like slower system. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna multi-class into the rogue for extra bonus action. I think like the higher level monk levels, they give you like so many good defense abilities, like being immune to charm, frightened, basically getting the extra movement speed, the evasion feat too. I feel like the defensive abilities is better than just more damage. Like I already have really good damage. I think you just want to stack defense stuff. Is Esther getting into it as well? Not yet. She like tentatively wants to like do a co-op campaign of it. As soon as we put down the Sanctifiers, we play against Scam. Feels kind of bad. It's always the problem with playing like the metagame E list, like the Stoneblade deck too, is like you just play against a bunch of random stuff in the leagues. It's hard to metagame. Level 12 sounds like a weird cutoff when 11 is a bigger power jump. Yeah, I mean that's the idea. Like 11 is the big power jump, and then like that's where it caps. I don't know. I think it's pretty unrealistic to expect them to code much more than like level 11 or 12. Things just get so complicated with like level 8, 9 level spell slots, and also like most IRL campaigns don't go that long anyways. Is Turtlestorm a playable deck with Preordain? We played it recently. You can probably find it on the YouTube. I'm pretty sure it's been posted by now. Snapcaster looking pretty good. Although, how greedy is it to not block the Ragavan so that I can 2-mode Flame of Anor? What's the roleplay expression like? Really good. That's another reason why I don't really want to multi-class, is I feel like I'm like really, my character is very monkey. But like what's awesome about Baldur's Gate 3 is it really feels like you can approach any encounter or almost like any situation from just like almost from just like whatever angle you want to. There's just like almost complete freedom, it feels, on how you approach encounters. You can like fight anybody, you can kill companions, you can talk your way out of most situations. It's really open. It's awesome. It's just the sickest ever. Slash the Rag, take 4 from Grief, then double Anor. Yeah, maybe those better. I guess let's not respond to this. Alright, we got 2 removal spells in our hands. How far am I in the game? I'm like level 9. I think I just finished Act 2. I'm not 100% sure Act 2 is over, but I'm pretty sure it's over. There was a crazy boss fight, so I'm pretty sure I finished Act 2. Keeter with the 3 months, like, thank you. So I guess I'm like halfway through the game. I've been doing almost all the side quests. I skipped maybe like 2 or 3 side quests. Yeah, I think I have some like dialogue to go through from the end of Act 2, but I'm basically done. Do you expect DLC? I don't know. I mean, the game is really full. Like I've been playing it every single day, and like I'm only halfway through the game after playing it like every day for a week. But I would be very excited if the game got like pretty heavily modded too. I even like have been daydreaming about Baldur's Gate modders just turning it into like a DMing tool, like being able to play like D&D via like Baldur's Gate tools seems like kind of interesting. Okay, we'll keep that. We'll take a hit from the shaman. What's the I would guess that the replayability is really high, especially if you like replay. My friend group has been tentatively like once everybody's done with the game, we'll replay it together. But like it seems I imagine I'm gonna do a second playthrough despite the first playthrough being so long. And I very rarely do second playthrough. Yeah, maybe Draw Step Charm was good. I guess I could discard now. They have Bolter Bowmaster. They have Bolter Bowmaster, I guess. Okay, they have a Fury. That ended up working out. Yeah, the Dark Urge sounds pretty fun. My character's pretty good at the moment. Doesn't really feel like just killing the Shaman is a good line to victory here. Let's find an Arcanist. Let's find a Snapcaster. Cool. May take 2 more damage so I can keep Counterspell up. And so I can go also Snap Flame next turn. Yeah. Life total is getting a little low. Probably do just need to be cold to a well-timed Lightning Bolt in this game so I can keep Counterspell up next turn, in addition to Snap Charm. I drew my other islands, so I guess my life total's 1 point higher. Can't fetch. We can fetch. Like, they only play a couple bolts usually. I guess I do want a main phase so I can kill the Reflection, though, without them being able to copy. So, we're exposed to their top decks for a turn. Maybe 2 turns with these draws. Bowmaster in response to Charm would be sad. I mean, I can counter it, though. Need a top deck. Arcanist, Murktide Iteration, Flame of Anor, Snapcaster Mage. I guess even Piracy Charm kills this. Spell Pierce probably not going to do anything this game. Love to see them play a land. Hopefully we draw Piracy Charm so we can flash back Flame of Anor. We draw another land. I'm going to flash back. Wait, I really don't have a Preordain? I thought for sure I had a Preordain. I'm going to still flash back a cantrip though. We need to find a counter magic. We need to find Murktide, We gotta close this game. Better hold features for looting. I have no looting in my deck, so no. Probably want to leave a counterspell in the yard for Joel Snapcaster. So them fetching here means they're just dead to the bolt. Got 5 months, thank you. We have no way to loot. Tell me what card in my deck loots. What are we talking about? You're asking? Yeah, and I answered, I thought. I'm confused. Being able to hold up counterspell is pretty big deal here. You're dead to a top deck Bowmaster now too. I know. Not anymore now I can snap counter though. I see, Goody, I see. Yeah, my kingdom for a Desolate Lighthouse. So we have them dead in 2 turns, potentially. Let's just draw a counterspell for easy mode. Probably don't have too many counterspells left. So because we can flashback both bolts next turn, I think it makes sense to flashback Preordain here. Oh, I still have 3 counterspells in my deck. What the hell? We could find one. So I mean, yeah, Lightning Bolt just doesn't let me play around anything. I can't Otawara my Snapcaster. I did bottom both of these. Just found a bolt anyways. We're dead to a Bowmaster. We're dead to a bolt up top. Yeah. We imagine losing this game just because this card is this card is the 1 damage and dying effect. Okay, hopefully my opponent's not style pointing me here. What a game. What a game. I wish I had an extra Flame Slash. Oh, sorry, I do it. I can't believe I just said that. Like, I had the same thought process when I was building the sideboard. I wish I had extra Flame Slashes for this matchup, so you can kill scammed Furies. But I just feel like my consciousness got teleported to the timeline where that was actually true. Probably trim a Charm. They're a Bowmaster deck, though. Maybe I want all the Charms. They're Bowmaster Ragavan deck. That was crazy. Like, I totally, for some reason, didn't think I had them, but that was the same thought process I had, like, a week ago. Yeah, I literally manifested the card into the board. Well, hard matchup. This is kind of the problem with Scam 2s. Like, you just kind of can't mulligan mediocre hands like this. Mulls the 6. Yeah, I guess people, for the longest time, wanted Snapcaster to be an affordable card, and now it is. Okay, let's keep both of these. I think I'm going to hide the Flame Slash just in case they do, like, Scam Grief. I can untap and kill it. Oh, I played against someone last night that made, like... I can't even remember what the play was, but... So someone against me last night, like, had one of, like, the best plays I've ever seen. It was so good I can't even remember it. I don't know. Oh, I'll remember it if I stop thinking about it. But it was awesome. That's probably keepable. We can, like, maybe slash a creature and hold up counterspell next turn. Why should we record off-stream testing? Yeah, I'll just be in front of the camera 24/7 in case anything cool happens. Just in case. Just in case anything cool happens. I was playing Blue-White Stoneblade against Blue-White Control, and they just did something that was so cool. I can't even remember. Wow, I'm surprised they have Blood Moon in against me. It is looking pretty good here. Probably correct to play Arcanist. Just always recording, and oh yeah, then I just do fake commentary over it. Probably works. Okay, we're pretty good against a Grief. I would assume they have to take Flame of Anor. Oh, okay. Well, that's a win. It's a win for us. Looking for one of our other islands. We have 2 more in the deck. Ding, ding, ding. We also have an Otawara, I guess, if we need it, but don't know. Don't need it anymore. I mean, am I lucky for finding my islands, or is my opponent just punting by bringing in Blood Moon against the Izzet deck? Or leaving Blood Moon in, more like. Okay, so they hit a Flame of Anor, but they need to have a land to be able to cast it here. If they had tapped not their swamps, they could cast it. Wander, 2 months, thank you. Since they only had 2 cards in hand, was their line to just snap Flame Slash last turn? Or too weak to Fury? I mean, you just want to use the Flame of Anor. Like, you want to have a target for your Flame of Anor. Oh, they do have a land. Like, with Flame, you just always want to kill something, draw 2. You don't want to, like, that's the best case scenario for the card. Let's take it. Awesome Wander, thank you for the 2 months. You can snap Flame next turn? Yeah, that's the plan. How does Dreadhorde work with Ending? So you can cast it, but no colors were spent to cast Prismatic Ending, so the only thing that you can exile with it are 0 mana permanents. So 0 mana value permanents like tokens or Mox Amber. But you can target anything with it. So if you want it, you can cast it for like spell count if that's something you need. I mean, I'm just gonna snap Flame of Anor. This is wrong. I do not care about being right. Just like a nice, clean 4-for-1. Whistle, 8 months. Thank you. Welcome back. Yeah, Flame Slash Overheat because Delirium is really tough. Using double. Yeah, I thought it was better to hold up Lightning Bolt than cast Preordain. Maybe that's not true. Don't think I'm going to channel Otawara this game. So I can't counterspell and Snap Bolt, so I guess we'll cast a Preordain. Think Wizard's Lightning could be a legit consideration? No, I don't. Yeah, I don't think they sided in Blood Moon. I think they just forgot to side it out. The old 9/9 Murktide. Okay, 2-1. Less of the 4-color deck, which is probably dynamic, where like your Murktides answer their Murktides. And I think that is actually one really big point for this deck, is like a lot of times when you play a blue-red deck, it just like doesn't line up well against stock. Oh, we're up against Menino. Oh, I would have mulliganed. Maybe not. But likely up against Living End. Flame of Anor and Changelings? I mean, the Changelings, like, I'm assuming you're talking about like a Magda combo Changelings. Your payoffs just have to be more powerful, I think. Is there an existing card of Modern buff Arcanist that isn't bad? Or maybe that was like a Charm. Yeah, I think Charm is the best. Like, I'm not going to register Mutagenic Growth in this deck. I'm not going to register Royal Scions. Piracy Charm is okay. Like, it kills a lot of important creatures. There's spots where like the discard is good, and it does buff Arcanist. It's also like a pretty reasonable card to flash back with Arcanist too. Just like kill a thing or make him discard a card. Not sure what's up with our old friend Menino. Blue discard is really weird. Yeah, it's supposed to be weird. It's a color shifted card. Like, it's just it's exactly the same as Funeral Charm, except it's blue. It's I'm not sure if it's this frame, but there's several cards like this that are just like the same card but color shifted. Like I think Harmonize is one of those cards. Maybe I'm misremembering, but it's intentionally like a color pie break, color pie bend. If you go Dimir instead of Izzet, you could play Bowmasters. Isn't that better? Well, yeah, we could play stock Dimir. Like, what are we talking about? Oh yeah, Damnation is one of those too. Like, yeah, we could play stock Dimir Control and play Bowmaster Shouldered Ring, but but I don't know. Like, this is a brew channel we're brewing here. You don't have to be that confused. That being said, like Arcanist Preordain's been looking good. I've been liking it. Actually, very happy to slam it turn 2 against Living End here. I think. Yeah, then play the Black Flame of Anor. Like, I'm assuming the suggestion is just play stock, just play stock Dimir. That's what it sounds like. Drizzle with the 32. Thank you. I don't think that triple discard is the route this turn. Just looking for a piece of counter magic, I guess. Maybe we should have topped and then graveyarded the Flame of Anor. Nah. GG Spare, GG. Why don't you play all the best cards? My dad asks me that every single time we talk about Magic. Also, it was my dad's birthday yesterday. Happy birthday, Dad. He goes, I just don't understand why everyone doesn't just all play the best cards. I just don't get it. And who can blame him? Right on time, Spirebluff Canal. Oh, good roll. Yeah, I think he is kind of starting to get it a little bit, because he's like, yeah, I guess nobody would watch your stream if if you could just play all the best cards and have it be good. Although when Yorion was legal, he was kind of right. Just play all the best cards. Immediately take Spell Pierce. They always play so fast. Let's go after that hand. This card's a Riverwinder. Could go for lethal next turn. I think I'm just gonna continue to attack the hand a little bit. This card's Brazen Borrower. Yeah, I mean, I just can't beat a Living End in this game, so... We'll go for Snap Spell Pierce. Put a little bit more pressure in play. Have lethal next turn. Think that we're probably going to get untapped Cascaded, though. I have rarely known Minidone to not have it. If we drew a land that turn, we could just have held up double Counterspell, or, you know, have a Counterspell. So bring in the Hearses, the Force, Spell Pierce number 4. Oh. Spell Pierce number 4, cut the snare, bring in the Chalice. Seems fine. I don't really want to play these like 3 mana tap out cards. No, now that they have Generous Int, I think Moon is just not very good. It's not a card I'd recommend registering. Dreadhorde Bolt, Snap Bolt was for 12, so I have mana for Counterspell. Well, with the grief coming off the Cascade, I don't think it was enough. But maybe we did have a line. But the similar version of this I saw is dealing with Scales. I mean, Scales isn't that popular, so I probably wouldn't change much just to deal with Scales. But if you wanted to be really resilient to Scales, you have some options. Like, you know, but also your Flame of Anor deck, it probably should be pretty good. I would maybe register. You just have to play more dress downs, I guess. Have you made them discard yet? I just did. Discards another Cascade spell. Holy shit. I have a hard time imagining this isn't Violent Outburst with Force Up. Yeah. Because you don't have second Force, you're blind. It was my upkeep. Very common play. Violent Outburst on your opponent's upkeep. Your opponent's turn, so they cannot... They can't use their force for 0 mana. They can only force on your opponent's turn. Up against humans. And very old school humans by the look of it. Humans top 8 challenge. Was it like a Hierarch Kitesail freebooter build? I do agree that humans is not that bad. Like I think it will always act like Fury just killed it, but it's okay. Got a lot of new tools lately. Very hard deck to build. The mono white builds always I think are probably the best. Arcanist is probably great at this matchup. So I'm not bolting the freebooter and tapping out a Spell Snare anyway, so just take the 2. Assuming I find Bolt off Consider. Yeah, the mono white build of humans is maybe pretty good, although it's probably pretty bad against ring decks. Yeah, if someone wants to link the challenge winning or challenge top 8ing, unless I'd like to take a look. Human seems awful right now. I don't know. It's like it's probably not that bad against Scam since they get to play 4 Sanctifiers. But I agree, it's probably not that good either. No Kitesail, but has Hierarch. Okay. What is humans' good matchup among tier decks? You got me there. You got me there. It doesn't seem like super good or bad against anything. Dahlia's got to be so bad right now, though. What is going on with this? The Aether Vial is just so broken on like the Magic Online database reporter. Just can't handle the the accent mark. Not convinced the creature summon X1 is good against a 4 Fury deck. Yeah, I didn't say it was good, but I said it was probably not that bad. Like, I just kind of, like, especially because, like, it's kind of, like, probably all about, like, Sanctifier. But you also, like, in theory have Unsettled Mariner and you have Coppercoat Vanguard to help against Fury. You have a lot of tools against Fury as humans. You can play a Forge Tender in the sideboard, too. Never not DM the 10 months. Thank you. Does that mean you're like the forever DM in your friend group? My opponent's really like, I'm just not going to cast spells the whole game, and this way you'll never get to cast your counter spells. Is Merfolk actively good? Yeah, I bet Merfolk is probably like pretty good. I think Mingu 5-0 the last time he played it. I think he was playing. I think he 5-0'd with Preordain and Merfolk, or I know that Mingu played Preordain and Merfolk. I know that he 5-0'd with it recently. I'm not sure if they were both at the same time, but I'm pretty sure. In 250 bucks to consider them. It's awesome. Very cool. How are you liking Baldur's Gate? But let's be honest, everybody's playing, every D&D nerd is playing Baldur's Gate. Sure. Could leave something in the yard for Snapcaster, maybe just consider. Or should I guess I should... Yeah, no, I should leave the Murktide smaller, because I just have second Murktide. Like, I should just make it as small as possible, even. Gotta wait till one break? Okay, good luck, good luck. Wouldn't be a humans player without Reflector Mage right on time. Okay, I got no cards left in their hand, though. I'm down to 9 life. Not sure if this is the right line. Feels okay. Double blocking Reflector Mage is kind of a bummer if I draw Flame of Anor. I guess I just have another Snapcaster in my yard. Adeline? Adeline looking pretty good. 4 toughness. Still double block, I think. Like, the cards in the yard for these Murktides is also kind of nice. I can maybe double Murktide next turn. So I have 6 cards in my yard. I have 6 mana. So that's too short. Can I go Murktide plus Snap Bolt? I could, but there's not really anything good to bolt on this board. There probably will be something, though. Could also Iteration. Iteration kind of feels like I'm asking to lose the game. Yeah, I think I might actually just... Arcanist blocks pretty well on this board. Yeah, I think I want this... Oh. Okay. Canal got untapped. A little bit of lag. I played Snare the other day. It felt awful. So I played Snare today, and it felt great. I don't know. It's not a very concise argument. of the cards, too few triggers. Now I actually feel like Spell Snare like is maybe like at an all-time high since MH2 for Spell Snare. I'm like so happy to register like as many Spell Snare as possible and like almost any deck I play at the moment, I think. It's not. Is it not, or can we maybe just have a different experience and opinion? It counters Counterspell, counters Iteration, counters Rin, counters Bowmasters. Why didn't I play the Iteration last turn? I wanted to get 2 blockers down this turn. I guess I could have likely done that and played the Iteration though, huh? Counter Snap. It's a pet card for me to go wrong. My streak has been mouth. Yeah, it's okay. We could move on to this conversation. I mean, trading Murktide for Adeline doesn't feel amazing, but then we get to go untap Bolt the Freebooter, cast Iteration. Yeah, countering Terminator Murktide is also a pretty big deal. Counterspell seems pretty good here. Can take 2. Yeah, I think, yeah, Snare is bad against Cascade, but even against Rhinos, it counters Fire Ice. It's not literally dead. Okay, I guess we're double Piracy Charming this turn somehow. Oh, never mind, we're going to double Flame of Anor. So I'll drill 2, I'll kill this. Okay, then I'll Piracy Charm, pump the Arcanist. Then I'll Murktide so it grows. Leaving a little bit of food. Let's go. Pretty good turn. Could have gone for the triple flame. That's true. I think I'd probably rather just have the lethal attack next turn. Blood Moon is usually pretty good against humans. Might keep the Snare in as the only counterspell I keep in. Maybe I'll just play 1 Moon on the draw, play the 2nd on the play. That seems kind of reasonable. Yeah, Piracy Charm is weirdly... it's weirdly just pretty good. The mold is 6. Do you feel a couple Lorien could be good in this deck? No, I don't really like Lorien so much in like in these kind of decks. That I mean, maybe this deck is a bit better because you actually do get up to 5 mana more often. I'm not sure. I think that Lorien would not be bad, but I'm just not sure that it's optimal to play in this kind of deck. It's pretty good. We probably have to dress down. I guess if I draw a land, I can... Yeah, I can go Arcanist this turn. Although I guess doesn't block super well. What matchup does Scolding come in for? I don't currently have Scolding in this deck sideboard, but Scolding comes in a lot of matchups against Scam, against Yawgmoth, against Hammer, random decks like Humans, maybe. I mean, I would bring it in, but just kind of awkward against Cavern. This build shouldn't have it. Maybe it was an older file I imported. Yeah, looks like the sideboard is actually not up to date. In response to target of Arcanist, you do just down. Yeah, but I can't. There's no way I can Arcanist the Bolt here, which is what I would want to do. They name Bolt, which is pretty reasonable. It's a good draw. It's awkward that it gets exiled. I think I'm going to bank on the possibility of Snapcaster blocking Sanctifier here. Just don't let you bolt still. Oh yeah, that's true. I think I like this line. Maybe this line's worse because I just don't get to heat the or flame slash the champ. Yeah, maybe I'm supposed to slash the champ here. Why didn't I dress down and bolt? I mean, this lets me kill two things this turn instead of one thing this turn, is why. This line was probably dress down, flame slash, flashback slash. You can't do that. The dress down turns off the arc. They have Dismember. GG's, I guess. They had the dress down turns off the Arcanist. Paper only play, and they have another champ. Yeah, I don't know that we were ever beating this. Not even with the illegal line. Okay, game 3 on the play. Okay, we have the Blood Moon. Here's hoping. Should I keep? I think I just keep the Scalding Tarn. I really want to get a second blue source. Hoping to not see an Aether Vial, of course. Is Nita only for Vial? Yeah. The blue Orcish Bowmaster, Piracy Charm. So I'm looking for a untapped blue source. If I don't find it, I'm still slamming the moon. Door to Awesomeness. What a great username. Thank you for this, Twitch Prime. I feel like Twitch usernames just get better and better. If they do nothing, I'll probably just untap and snap slash. I'm down to bolt snap bolt them too. Close the game out. So we have Flame of Anor in the deck. It's also likely that the Vial's too slow here against bolt snap bolts. I'll keep one of the 2 iterations here. Gross draw. Okay. Really interesting list. 3-2 first league. I think I may call the stream here. I need to work on like some more of the white Stoneblade decks off stream today. Just getting so stuck on them. This is a cool list. We may circle back to this too. Another like reasonable is it list. What has me excited about this one though is like it seems like we're actually favored against stock Murktide, which is kind of exciting. But also like we're much worse against decks like Living End and stuff like that. I'm gonna call the stream here today. Thank you everybody for tuning in.